Well, Project 50,000, I was going back to it and what I actually did so that people get the experience. I tell people, you know, information, you get it everywhere, you know, but knowledge and wisdom, you got it. And in order to get it. I remember what I did in Project 50,000, my very first, I called my very first people, and I told them, do you trust me? I told them flat out, trust me. Listen, I just started the project. It's a multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar project. You know, get me your credit card. I'm gonna position you, and that's how it got started. For the close people, you know, you gotta take immediate action when things of this nature happen. And it's gotta be an urgent matter. Because if you don't have, if you're the one, you know, I remember coming to the first event and I had to stay, I had to share the room. I had to share the room with other people. And I know that many people are sharing the room with other people. So you gotta take action. You know, you have to list.
His microphone wasn't working.
And take action. I mean, you know, so what I started doing was calling the close friends and just telling them, get positioned. So there were a few people that really close people, really warm market that never did anything, but that now they're starting to do something. But it was at least to get started. It was at least so that, hey, if I see a promotion, I better do something. If I don't do something knowing what's about to happen, then what is it that I came for?
Absolutely, absolutely. So get into activity mode.
Blue diamonds.
I know a lot of people out there, a lot of young men, a lot of young women who are in this industry. They see it, they get started. I remember being 18 in this industry. I remember being in a position where you have people who are older than me, you know, people who are more established. You're a young man, and you've had a process in this industry. How do you deal with being a young man and going out there and actually mentoring people maybe twice your age, or even attracting people to your business that are professionals or may have more experience in this industry or in business in general?
Wow, that's a question I get asked at least 2 or 3 times a week, and I'm glad you asked me this. You know, one of the things you gotta understand is that it's not about you. This business is not about you. I remember when I got started, I was 20 years old when I got started in the industry. And one of the things that I used to try to do, because it never happened, was to have people follow me. But I was 20 years old. My car, I had an amazing car, 2 colors, black and rusted.
Yep.
And people couldn't see me as a leader. So what you gotta do is you gotta have your mentor in the middle of everything. And what I used to say is, hey, a friend of mine, I have a friend that's very, very successful. And he asked me to keep an eye open for people that look successful. He looked successful to me. He's expanding a business. I'm assisting him. And I would love to get you guys together because I know you could do some great things together. And that's how I used to do it. And that's exactly how I did it with Mr.
Wow.
You know, he flew out to California. We got a bunch of people. As a matter of fact, I worked for about a month and a half. The very first meeting, I can't even count them. It was just me by myself the first time. Because nobody believed me, right? The second time, it was 9 people. Out of those 9 people, my mom and dad signed up. You know, people. But that's the way you do it, though. You get yourself out of the way. Forget that you're the leader. I know there's leaders out here that are 20, 21 years old, 19-year-old leaders, and I know you guys are out there.
Yes.
But you have to get yourself out of the way. Just get yourself out of the way. Forget that you're the leader now. Get your mentors, your leaders to be in front of the leading charts, and then when your results come, they will follow you for your results. They won't even ask you anything because your results will speak for themselves.
And obviously you're an eloquent speaker, you raised the stage with incredible training. Were you born, was it just something that out of the womb you were just a great presenter?
That's funny you asked me that. You know, the very first time I presented an opportunity, I was 20 years old, and I went in front of the room. There was about 5 people in the room. My coach at that time asked me to do the presentation. I said no. He let me go, once. The second time, he said he was going to let me go. He said, "Don't worry, you'll do the next one." But he started edifying me. So without me knowing, I was like, "Who's going to present?" But he was edifying me. So he mentions my name. I go in front of the room with a cup of water. And I remember doing the presentation. It was about a 20-minute presentation. I probably finished it in about 5. It was a 5-minute thing. I got off and I said, hey, I introduced him again. Long story short, we got out of the building and I said, how did I do? He said, oh, that was amazing. That was pretty good. I mean, nobody signed up, but it was good, right? And I said, well, thank you. He said, yeah, just next time, don't take the cup of water with you, because you could see the cup and the water shaking. You could see the water shaking. So, to answer your question, is absolutely not. This is something you have to develop. It's personal growth. It's development. It's not something that's just going to happen. You got to work it.
That is Blue Diamond, Mr. Alberto Arellano, out of California.
And now we're in front of thousands of people around the world, so I appreciate you sharing that. So many people have to overcome that as well. On the flip side, Carl Thompson, you were a businessman. You investigated businesses. You financed businesses. You looked at all kinds of business models. Did someone have to twist your arm to join a network marketing company?
No. I wasn't twisted. Someone just opened my eyes. It was Anna Wilson. Anna Wilson. They say a child shall lead them, but certainly, as you can imagine, if you have big ego in your bank account, it's going to be very small. So Olden Bucks taught us that. Okay? And in my case, you can imagine, in Jamaica, there's a saying, if you want to eat mango, you go where the mango tree is. So I went to Wall Street to make money. That's what I did. Okay. And I realized very quickly, because in that environment your ego can be very large. Very large. And so I have learned to submit my ego. I had to do that because the first time we were introduced to Organo Gold, my wife nudged me to go talk to Pastor Joe Wilson, my sponsor. We just went to Anna's birthday party. That's all we did. And it's good to listen to your wife. And with men, they nudge you. And I spoke to him. And he said, I open coffee warehouses all over the world. I said, really? So as you can imagine, I knew on Wall Street coffee was very, very profitable. I'd go over to the World Trade Center, watch the commodities companies trade. So I knew about the profitability of coffee. I did not know that Organo Gold could open up an industry. And please, I exhort you, don't underestimate Organo Gold opening up a heavily regulated industry for us as individuals. So I saw this, so my ego went a little bit down. And now I have a team that has helped me to manage that ego. My wife of 28 years, Andrew Thompson, my business partner, Mr. Edwin Haynes, my mentor, no question. All these leaders here, Mr. John Saturos, sitting with him for breakfast for 40 minutes. So in all of that, I've learned to surrender my ego, to secure my wealth. I've given up my MBA ring that we all get from university, even before we make a dollar. But the Organo Gold University and the Organo Gold way, I have a ring, an MBA. So that's my focus. That's my message.
So your MBA here is a massive bank account.
Massive.
Now, you said something. You were at a birthday party.
Yes.
And no one twisted your arm. You actually prospected your sponsor. And so you approached him. And you asked him about Organo Gold. You're at a birthday party. Did he just, did you ask him for a drink of water and he fire hose you right at the birthday party? Or did he share the plan with you at that point? Or what did he do?
Well, actually, I went to the birthday party to protect my daughter. Because as a parent, you want to know who your children are associating with.
Yeah.
So Angie called me and said, you know, she's going to a birthday party with Jada, my daughter. So I said, you know, I'm coming. So I went there to be part of the birthday party. And during that process, Angie said, Anna says her dad sells coffee, and there's coffee in the soap. I said, no, I really need to be at this birthday party. But I don't know about coffee and soap. I'm standing there, and I saw this well-dressed gentleman walk right in, and he had 12 boxes of pizza. I'm like, wow, he looks sharp. And it's always my interest to ask people what they do. This time I was a little bit careful because I heard about coffee and soap. So I tried to watch him. My wife nudged me and said, go and talk to him. Go and talk to him. So I sort of dragged myself over there, and I said, what do you do? Because I'm serious. So what do you do? And he said, I open coffee warehouses worldwide.
Woo!
And I said, tell me more. He said to me, no, we're at the birthday party. Tomorrow we'll talk about business.
Yes! That is awesome.
My ego was touched at that time, and I went back. And 24 months later, we worked for no one. So I thank my sponsor.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Mr. Holden Buzz talks about that on the cash cow. He talks about taking it away. You know, change the environment. Don't just give it all at one time. Awesome.